Hello to anybody watching this. This episode is going to be a little bit different from normal ones because I'm not going to be doing story, I'm not going to be doing any actual fighting. However, I'm making this in the small hopes that the channel of SellswordArts will watch this episode because I've been watching them for a little bit now. I've seen multiple videos where they critique sword fighting styles in games and everywhere else. And I would like to submit this as a game that I feel like is not, or is actually fairly realistic in how its combat works. I'm going to go into the training mode to demonstrate. I am no mastered on swordplay. I do not know much of it, but I've listened to what they've been saying, and I believe that this one has potential. This is a two-handed sword. For a basic attack, there's this, and a 1-2. There's a backwards attack where you're gonna take this, and do twice. The backwards one is a little bit flashy, it might spin a little bit too much, but it seemed pretty similar to how they use these spy-handers sometimes. If you crouch down, you get a low sweep one. If you go up, you can get one like this, where they half sword it. I'm gonna get this guy back into the center. One thing that I remember them saying multiple times is that for a heavy attack, the characters should not be doing some wild overhand throw, because you'll be way out of you'll be way out of position then. You won't have any structure. Instead, they said that for a heavy attack, you should be doing a thrust. In this game, the heavy attack is in fact a thrust. I actually got a crit on that one. But yeah, the thrust in this one, just like that. Just like how David normally does it, I'm pretty sure. They do have a few fancy special attacks you can do by doing forwards. That might be a little bit over the top, but I personally don't think that they are too crazy. This one, which is called Executioner, I'm pretty sure, or it's called Guillotine, is over the top because there's a large jump in it that's under and then jump when the person is stunned. Obviously, this won't be fully realistic because the attacks just go through the opponent. They don't have like resistance or anything. But again, I want to show off all the moves that are possible with this. This is not incorporating any fancy magic or anything. I have all bonuses that could be applied to swords and armor turned off. I just want to show some of the other attacks. That was the one called Guillotine. There's one called Overthrow. I don't think I've ever seen a two-handed sword be used this way, but it does this. It is again a bit over the top. Then there is one called Caveman's Rage, which I think actually looks pretty decent because it starts with an up attack like this. It then goes into a downwards attack with by grabbing the actual blade, which would make it better for fighting armored opponents. So I feel like this move isn't that bad. And then finally there's also Maelstrom. And I think there might also be ones that I don't have right now. If that is the case, I would have to show them, but I don't have them unlocked. However, the Maelstrom one, oh, that's a crit. Yeah, this one is again a bit over the top. But the point is that the big jumps are only implemented once the opponent is stunned. Now again, as you can see, the fact that things are like glowing blue, this game does have a bit of magic in it. However, everything that has just been performed has not been. However, since magic is involved, it wouldn't be right to not show it off. And, well, if you had access to magic, why wouldn't you do this? Obviously, using that in like a real life match would not do so well, but in a fantasy world where we had magic, that might work. That is pretty much everything for the two-handed sword. There are many other weapons I would like to cover as well that I would like for them to see as well. So if they do end up seeing this, I would love to know their thoughts. And I would also like to know if they would like to see a more interesting fighting style, such as the giant sword, because I know you guys like to critique those a lot, and I would like to know your opinions on how they use it in here. They also have hammers, dual wielding swords, and even one-handed swords. They have knives and everything of the sorts. Recently, I know, or not recently, but I know that they've gotten a lot into throwing knives, bows, and God, where is it? And yeah, chain knives. So if they see this, or if anyone else sees this and is interested in seeing how those work as well, I would love to do so. Anyways, that has been my video. If this does get to SellswordArts, thank you for watching.